Unfortunately, I currently don't have time to make a lengthy video on exactly how much bollocks this is, but I'm going to link few articles in the description box of of that. I'll also read a few lines. So first, let's play the offending quote-unquote clip.
So an interesting thing about Craig is his epistemology isn't an empiricistic one. Empiricistic in the nature of eminent philosophers such as David Hume, Aristotle, St. Thomas Aquinas, but rather it's more along the lines of it's more Kantian. They're bringing there are three forms of epistemic philosophy that are really structured in equation, and then it goes the viewpoint. So Craig is a Kantian. He not a rationalist. He thinks that causality is something that our brain structure into the world, and because our brain structure, we have to rely upon it.
Now, this is quite funny. Um, if you just look a bit on this subject, you'll find that it doesn't hold. The first link is from plato.stanford.edu, where there is a paragraph that goes, "The cosmological argument came under serious assault in the 18th century, first by David Hume and then by Immanuel Kant. Hume attacks both the view of causation presupposed in the argument, blah 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 blah. Kant contends that the cosmological argument in identifying the necessary being relies on the ontological argument, which in turn is suspect." And of course, William Lane Craig is kind of famous for using the argument that Kant critiques. There is another link which first has a letter from somebody in which Kant is mentioned a few times. Let me click through my tabs. Where did I leave it? Yeah, okay, it's a bit lengthy, but in the response from Craig, there is a paragraph that goes, "As I read your letter, I thought, wow, this sounds just like a good Kantian." And a question between brackets, "Have you read Kant's critique of pure reason? Your argument are echoes of his. Now scarcely any philosopher today are Kantians with respect to reasonability to deliver to us important truth about reality." And he blathers on a bit, but yeah, it shows between the lines that Dr. quote unquote Craig isn't much of a Kantian. I found another page which isn't conclusive, but there's a category on Wikipedia which I'll throw in there as well, which lists a bunch of Kantian philosophers. Of course, William Lane Craig isn't mentioned there because he's not a Kantian, and so on. And that's just a few minutes of research into this exclaim from Epi. Anyway, I'll leave the links in the description, and if I had a bit more time, I'd make a good video about this, but I didn't want to wait until a few weeks after the fact to bring it up, and yeah, lack of time, blah blah blah. So the link to the original hangout below, the link to a few articles below, and thanks for watching. See you next time.